Good morning, everybody. How's everyone today? I hope everybody is okay. And now this is Robert again from the Lens Makers Optical, being with you this morning. Our topic this morning is about understanding your optical prescription, because there's a lot of our patients and our customers asking after their eye examination, or when they come out from that doctor's room out there, when they're looking at their prescription, they're asking, what is my prescription? How do I interpret and how do I read my prescription? What are these numbers? What are these signs? What are these letters and words on my prescription? So that's our topic for today. Okay, let's first understand the prescription pad that we use, okay? Usually we use this kind of prescription pad. I think it's a 1/4 page of a whole page, but I printed out a bigger portion of it, which I would like you to understand this one. This is the most important thing when you're looking at your optical prescription pad, so that you understand what are these. Okay, as you can see here, it says OD, and the bottom part here is OS, and there's a section here, it says SPH or sphere, and the next section here is CYL or cylinder, and the third section here is axis, and there's also a portion here or section that says add. Okay, so first thing is, what is OD? OD is oculus dexter. It's a Latin word that we borrowed, especially medical terms, they still borrowed Latin or Greek word. But OD means oculus dexter, which in oculus is a Latin word for eye, and dexter is a Latin word for right. So if you translate that into an English one, it's the right eye. Same thing with the OS here. It's oculus sinister. Again, oculus is a Latin word for eye, and sinister is a Latin word for left. So if you translate that into English, it's the left eye. Okay, now let's go to this section here, SPH or a sphere. If there's a number under this SPH or a sphere, that means that your eyeball, the cornea or the front surface of the eye, and the crystalline lens, the lens inside the eye, are perfectly round. You know, it's like a sphere. It's like a basketball. You know, basketball, that's perfectly round. But if you see a number under the CYL or the cylinder here, that means that your eyeball, the cornea, the front surface of the eye, and the crystalline lens, the lens inside the eye, they're not perfectly round. It's like an egg shape or a football shape. You cannot really see that one when you're looking through the eye of the patient or the person. You can only see behind that door there. We're in the examination room there, okay? And the third section is the axis. This degree, it's a number. It's a degree of rotation of your cylinder power. We will discuss that one with my future video if you follow my channel. And on the bottom part here, there's an add section here. If the doctor put a number in here, that means that your prescription need more magnification for your reading. Usually it starts when the patient or the person is 40 years old and above. Okay? So it's very simple. That's your prescription, optical prescription. It's very simple to understand now. You got it? OD is for the right, OS is for the left, OD is oculus dexter, OS is oculus sinister, and if there's a number under the sphere or SPH, that means your eyeball, your cornea, the front surface of the eye, and the crystalline lens, the lens inside the eye, are perfectly round. But if you have a number in here too under the CYL, that means your eyeball, the cornea, the front surface of the eye, and your crystalline lens, the lens inside your eye, it's irregular or not perfectly round. Okay, so that's how you understand your prescription pads here. Okay, so let's go to your real prescription. I would like to explain to you when you will see numbers under these sections here. Okay, so let me grab my notes here. Okay. All right, I hope you're still with me. Now that you understand how to read your prescription pad, the next one I will teach you is how to read a real prescription for your eyeglasses or contact lenses. Okay, I made an examples of prescription. This is the example number 1. As you can see, OD, there's negative or minus 2.00, and on the OS or the left one, there's a negative or minus 1.50. And as you can see, there's only a number under the spear power here. There's no number under the CYL, there's no number under axis, and there's no number on the add power. So what that means is this patient, his eyeball is perfectly round. The front surface of the eye, they call it cornea, or the crystalline lens, the lens inside the eye is perfectly round. Okay, so if you can see a negative sign before this power here, that means the patient is nearsighted or myopic. What that means is nearsighted is where the things farther away from you, it's harder to see. Okay, so that's why the doctor prescribe you a minus prescription. Okay, the next example is this one. It's a plus prescription. Okay, as you will see again, OD, it has a plus 1.00, and the OS is plus 1.25. And again, there's no number under the cylinder, there's no number under the axis, and there's no number under the add power. So what that means, that this person eyeball, or the cornea, the front surface of the eye, and the crystalline lens, the lens inside the eye, are perfectly round. And the prescription, it's a plus sign. So what that means is this patient is farsighted or hyperopic. Okay, farsighted means is the things closer to you, it's harder to see, so you need reading glasses for that. Okay, so that's the next or second example of prescription for eyeglasses. The third example that I made here is again OD. It has minus 1.00. Cylinder, under the CYL, it's minus 1.50, and under the axis is 0.0. And on OS, it's the same. There's a negative 1.25. Under the CYL is minus 2.75, and the axis is 100. As you notice this one here, there's a number under the spear power, there's a number under the cylinder power, and there's a number under the axis power. What that means is, if you see a number in here, that means that the patient has an astigmatism. Okay, astigmatism, it's not a disease of the eye, it's just the shape of the eye. Instead of like a perfectly round, it's more kind of an oval shape or an egg shape. You cannot really see a person's eye if it's egg shape or football shape. You can only determine or see that one in the inside that room, the examination room there. Okay, so this is the third example. If you interpret this prescription, actually when you're looking at your prescription, just focus on the sign here under the spear power. See, it's a minus here. So how you interpret this prescription here is this person is nearsighted and it has an astigmatism because there's a number under the CYL. If you have a number under the CYL, that patient has an astigmatism. Okay, so that's the third example of eyeglasses prescription. All right, let's go to the fourth example. See, this is the fourth example here. if you notice under the sphere power, it has a plus sign, okay? And you can see there's also a number under the cylinder, and there's also numbers under the axis here. Okay, the OD is plus 1.00, and the cylinder of minus 0.5, axis is 180, and the OS is for the left one. It has a power of plus 1.25, cylinder of 0.75, and axis of 90. Okay, so if you see, actually, I would like you to focus on the sign under the sphere power, okay? So this patient, it has a plus sign here. What that means is this patient is hyperopic or farsighted with astigmatism. So that's how you can interpret your prescription. If you have a minus in here, it's gonna be the opposite, nearsighted. Okay, so that's the fourth example of prescription for eyeglasses. And the last one here is this one. As you can see, there's all numbers under the sphere power, there's numbers under the cylinder power, there's numbers under the axis, and also now there's a number under the add power. Okay, again, the OD is minus 1.00, cylinder of minus 150, axis at 40, and the OS or the left is minus 1.25 with a minus 2.75 cylinder and axis of 100 and additional of plus 2.00 here. Okay, so how to interpret this prescription is, see, the sign under the sphere power is minus, so that means this patient is nearsighted with astigmatism and also a presbyopic or presbyopia. Presbyopic or presbyopia means that the patient is an older patient. They need bifocals, okay? If there's a number under the add power, that means the prescription is bifocal prescription. Usually, older patients starts at 40 years old and above, you will see an additional add power here for more magnification. Okay, so these are the example of prescriptions that I can share to you today. So hopefully you learn from it. And some people are asking, okay, Robert, I have prescription, but I don't really use my glasses. I said my answer to that is it's all up to you. If you can function without glasses, then that's fine. Don't use your glasses. But if you having a hard time without glasses, then I would recommend use your glasses or contact lenses. Because if you don't wear your glasses and you have prescription, that means that your eyes work harder. Okay, think about 5 years, 10 years from now, if you don't help your eyes with your glasses, of course, your eyes become weaker, definitely. Yeah. Okay, again, guys, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you learned from my video. If you like my video, please subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in my next video. I hope you have a good day, and thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye.